Welcome to night school where the shadows creep. Grab your popcorn, don't fall asleep. The doors are open, let the nightmares play. You won't make it out today. Welcome to night school! Grins in the dark with your secrets in tow. Creep paints your smile with the shame you won't show. He slashes with style, blood drips by the door. Glorious gore! This is what legends are for. With the click of his pen and a therapist's sneer, he lists all your sins you didn't know were near. Smoke curls like truth in a midnight hymn. Las lecciones del smoking man. Pecados que no se extinguen sin fin. He swears he's not a horror fan, yet he still made the grade. He keeps trying to transfer, but his paperwork's been delayed. Are you scared yet?
We're going to get a little scared. We might even get terrified. We might even get frightening. I'm not really sure what I'm saying. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Night School Horror. My name is Tommy James, a.k.a. the smooth effect himself, the movie guy, baby, your favorite movie therapist. And today is going to be a very special episode. I'm going to explain in more detail. But before I do, I have none other than Florida's favorite creep. She's here again. She's here to the end. Hi, Ace.
Hi, Tommy.
Hi, Ace.
Hi, Tommy.
See, it's funny because like when you do your introductions, you just call yourself Ace.
Yeah.
You just go Florida's favorite creep. Ace is here. And you leave out the Sabrina part. So I thought this time, because normally I just like, Sabrina's here. Hi, Sabrina. I thought maybe we'll just X out the Sabrina. And now I'm just going to call you Ace. But I'm still going to call you Sabrina.
You know, either is fine. I know I mostly just refer myself as Ace canonically because I'm like, nobody in my personal life will know me as Ace.
Right.
Specifically, the people that I don't care about.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, nobody looks me up by my government name.
No.
But yes, it is I, Sabrina Ace. I am back, and I brought my creep corner with me, so it's
I'm glad you
it's always behind me. I don't know if you know this, Tommy, but there's always this, that little fear in your spine when you know something's behind you and you turn around, there's nothing there, but you can still feel it.
Oh yeah.
It's always there. Always.
Yeah. That's very creepy.
Yeah.
Not a good feeling, in my opinion. I'm not a big fan.
It only
of
hurts
that.
when I sleep.
It only hurts when I sleep. Oh man, that raises questions. But you know what?
I will give you no answers.
Good, because I didn't want to ask those questions. There's a lot of them. But today, Sabrina, we are going to do something really awesome, okay? Because we have been working on this for a while now behind the scenes, and we've been dropping the information out on our social media page. Go to Night School Horror on Instagram, or you can go to Night School Horror on Facebook. We're there too. And we are introducing the 5 houses of Night School Horror. Now, for all the listeners out there, when you think houses, the first thing that should, in the long run, pop in your mind is Harry Potter. Harry Potter has 4 houses: Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin. And they're all broken down. What would you say? Is it like a personality trait of how they're sorted?
It's less personality and more it's about, like, yes, personality is a part of it, I will say that, but it's more about how your character is, like, internally. So for you, do you know your house, Tommy?
Slytherin.
Everybody knows their house. It's exactly. I say it, you know it immediately.
Yeah.
Did you take the official Potter quiz for that?
Yes.
Exactly. Everyone's got that quiz. So the quiz is broken down between personality, reaction, feeling, basically like who you can define as yourself, as your character, as your personality, as your internal monologue, as who you are inside that you bring outside. That's how Potter houses are sorted. And I feel like in this game, we absolutely have that within ourselves. So I
Yeah.
feel like your Potter house may also directly coordinate to where you stand for our houses.
Very possible. Very, very possible. So what we're doing is, again, we have the 5 houses of Night School Horror. Now, these houses, they're designed around what someone values most in horror, not simply their favorite subgenre. Two people can technically love the same movie for completely different reasons, and they can belong in different houses because of that. So
Mhm.
that's what we're going to decide today. We have a list of 48 movies, and some are actually just franchises in general. And we're going to determine what house they belong in based on our discussion and what the movie represents, maybe the hidden details of it or whatnot. And the reason that we're doing this is because as time goes on, these houses are going to start playing factors. As if you are watching right now, you see that we have our houses behind us. Sabrina is House of Shadow, and I am House of Ink. I will get into the explanations of those in 1 second. But when we go to conventions or we go to Halloween Horror Nights or just anywhere in general, and we're talking horror with people, we can ask them a simple question and determine from that moment what house they would belong in. So we're going to sort them as we are about to do today while we sort these movies because it will play a factor on what movie you choose and reason why.
I
Sabrina,
think
do
it's
you agree
also
on that?
I do. And I think it's also important to mention, like, while we're at events and we're talking to our people about what their favorite movie is, exactly as you said, of you can have the same answer and be sorted in 2 different houses based
Yeah.
on how you explain that answer to us.
Correct.
You could literally say, I love this movie because it's, completely gory and it's crazy. And somebody says, I love it because it's completely gory and crazy. But I also love it because it really made me think about this portion. It's like, oh,
Right.
you both love this movie for the same thing, 2 different houses.
That's right.
You could be in multiple houses, as Tommy the Potter quiz gives you a majority of
Yeah.
what house you are, and then little subgenres of what house you could belong into based on, the other questions that you had. So you could
Correct.
have ours that way too, but
Absolutely.
you will still have your main
There
house.
will be a main house. Absolutely. And what's really cool, a way that we came up with this idea, because this isn't just a one-man show. This is all of us together combined came up with these ideas to be able to pull out more and expand it. And in the long run, it started with one question, which is, what's your favorite scary movie? Anybody in the horror community or a movie community in general, when horror is mentioned, the first question is always the same. What's your favorite scary movie? It's a tagline to Scream. Like it was simple. What's your favorite scary movie? And we're bouncing off of that. We're taking that conversation starter and turning it into something where now it matters. Because normally you just ask them, hey, what's your favorite scary movie? Oh, my favorite scary movie is Friday the 13th. Oh, that's great. Like Jason, that's awesome. And the conversation usually ends from there. Or if you're into it, you start to discuss further. This is going to be able to bring not only us, but the fans, the community itself, to really recognize that you are a part of something. The slogan, the updated new version slogan of Night School Horror is every fan belongs somewhere. And it's true. Every horror fan belongs somewhere.
I love that slogan specifically because it's inclusive. You can come in loving the most trashy B horror movie in all of existence, and
Yeah.
you still belong still at Night School Horror. It's never one person of us saying, oh, well, this fan doesn't. It's not an exclusionary group. It's
Mhm.
not us saying, oh, well, this type of fan doesn't belong with us because fuck you. We don't like that here. The Night School Horror is literally for every horror fan.
It
So
really is.
you come and join the classroom. That's it. You come join the classroom, you have fun with us, and we sort you into a fun little house.
That's right.
And it may or may not include some house points later down the line for some fun things between the
Right.
houses.
You have that idea and you're working on
do.
those ideas. So that's going to be really exciting because we're going to
Yeah.
be able to do some really cool stuff, play some games, do some stuff at conventions and whatnot. Um, And what's going to be really great is when we go and we meet people, we ask them questions. We always like to go at, especially Spooky Empire, any horror convention, we interview people. Now we have something to talk about. We always do Who You Got Challenge, or we like to play slash your game, which is the slasher switch up.
Yeah.
Which we will still be doing those. But now we're also going to have this other question, which is in the long run a perfect icebreaker to get the conversation even started. And after we determine and we get our answer and we are able to discuss and figure out where it lands, and this episode today will actually help with that. You're going to be given the house emblem and the Night School Horror emblem. I'm making them.
You get little take homes, so you can rep
collectibles.
your house.
You could get collectibles, and we'll we can eventually have some merchandise and T-shirts and all the cool stuff. Maybe cloaks. We're gonna compete with Harry Potter. We'll lose, but we're gonna compete with Harry Potter in the best way. We're gonna compete with Harry Potter in the horror way.
I was gonna say, imagine Harry Potter, but it's all Dementors.
Yes, thank you. Very good. Yes, and Voldemorts, and lots of Voldemorts.
I'll keep the Dementors in my Greek corner. It's fine.
Harry Potter.
You and your bald bestie can be Voldemort.
Yeah, well, me, we're bald, and the boy who lived. I could do that. Go to the boy who lived, come die. I just start making my own words up and shit. Which it's going to be a lot of fun. And I really do believe that everyone listening and people when we meet, because we've met so many great people at conventions that do follow the show, that actually have recognized us, the panels, they've come to multiple of them. Now you have opportunity to not just be a listener, not just be, somebody that sits at a panel. Now you can be a part of the family. You can be a part of Night School Horror in these ways. And like Sabrina mentioned, there are opportunities for points. We're not there yet. We're working on it. Sabrina's working on it, but there's going to be opportunities where, Sabrina, these people can come on this show for trivia nights and all that stuff to get points for their houses.
Tommy,
and
you know what I love?
Just become hosts.
You know what I love most about this too?
Yeah.
The last time we were at a con and somebody recognized me for the first time, it was like one of the most incredible things where I'm like, oh my God, we have people that actually listen and like went to our panel and loved us enough that they came and talked to me. That person said, I really wanted to speak at your panel, but I was too nervous. I would have said, this movie, I can survive it. And the first thing out of my mouth was, well, why didn't you say that? I would have loved to talk to you about it. And they still said, I'm just not there yet to talk or come on the show.
Yeah.
When you say every horror fan belongs somewhere, giving them this little emblem for their house is so inclusionary for us to tell you you're still a part of Night School Horror. Even if you don't want to talk or come on the show,
that's right.
You are still included. You are still in it with us. You do not have to come and speak if that's not what you're comfortable with, but you're still here with us. You're still a part of what we do, and we love you guys for it.
Yes, I agree. I think it's pretty great when someone I've had the same thing actually happen to me too. They recognized me and they said the same thing. They were nervous, so they didn't want to talk, but they agreed with me with an opinion that I had. And we got into like a good 15-minute conversation. I still remember like Jen having to pull me away, like, yo, we got to get out of this room right now. And I'm like, I'm in the middle of a conversation. And we got some fans here. They want to talk to us. Okay. No one's asking for my autograph. We're just having a good conversation. Here's an opportunity now that not only can we have these good conversations, not just at conventions, not just on episodes. They don't have to come on here. If they want to talk to us on our social media page because they're part of a house and they want to talk about a specific movie that is part of that house, well, that person that runs that house can now talk to them.
Absolutely.
It's an opportunity.
We're
going to work on the Discord.
We're
going to get a Discord going for this, which is going to be great. And I'm going to actually break down these houses and explain them, and who, I guess, technically they're called headmasters. We're not going to call us headmasters. That just sounds too Harry Potter, too corny. But pretty much the runner of that specific house. And it's going to be very interesting when you hear some of these names that come out, and but it all adds up together, and literally completely added up perfectly. So let's break down these 5 houses, and then we will get to the nitty of the gritty. So we'll start with mine because it's first on the list. So we have the House of Ink. The color is blue. The emblem is a quill and an ink bottle. The House of Ink is for horror fans who want to solve the movie while watching it. They gravitate towards psychological horror, mysteries, thrillers, unreliable narrators, hidden clues, and stories grounded in unsettling realism. What is one of the major things I've always said, Sabrina, when it comes to my horror? I say a lot, but do you remember my main thing?
Which main thing? Because you tell me at
One
least,
involving realism.
if it's not realistic, you feel like it's, I mean, not less than, so to speak, but it needs to be realistic in the sense of survival or death. Like you really like the practical effects and the realism of a movie.
Yes, I always say realism in horror movies makes horror movies better.
Yes.
If I can feel that it's real, if it can really happen, then it will affect me. It's always been my go-to. The house values intelligence, structure, deception, and the horror created by the human mind. I've always been into the concept of using your mind, especially how I watch movies. So that is the House of Ink. Now we have the House of Smoke. The House of Smoke color is gray. The emblem is a curling S formed by the smoke. And the leader is Big Money Eddie.
I miss him. We haven't seen him in a minute.
We haven't seen him in a long time. He's been very busy, but he's still a part. He's still a part of this. And personally, his house, it fits perfectly because the House of Smoke represents horror history, tradition, and craftsmanship. Its members appreciate the movies that establish the rules, the filmmakers who shape the genre, practical effects, atmosphere, and the characters who influence continues across generations. Smoke is not merely old horror. A modern movie can belong here if it carries forward the traditions of a classic horror. Fits perfectly.
I love it so much. I love Eddie's house specifically because it's the appreciation of old horror. Because we all have, I feel like at some point we all have a smoke movie in our arsenal because we love it so much. And these houses specifically are like, yes, it's your main focus. It doesn't mean it's the only thing you like. We all love everything about these. But Eddie's has a special place in my heart where I'm just like, yeah, old horror is what breaks way for new horror.
Yes. And Eddie is very traditional. He's always been like that. He is the master of the macabre. He is the cigarette smoking man himself.
Yeah.
Which is straight tradition. It is perfect for the House of Smoke of him being the leader. Now we're going to move on to your house, which is the House of Shadow. The color is dark purple. The emblem is an eclipse. As I mentioned, you are the runner of this house. The House of Shadow belongs to fans attracted to the strange, which you are, disturbing, which you are, supernatural, which you like, and difficult to explain, which you are, because you're fucking creep. It values atmosphere, dread, suspense, emotional discomfort, and the feeling that something, like you mentioned before, is watching you from beyond the darkness, or in your case, right behind your back. It's a little comfortable to lay down sometimes. Shadow is less concerned with how many people die than with how deeply a movie gets under your skin.
Mm-hmm.
How does that feel for you?
It feels very, very fitting, very telling, especially for all the things that I've told you guys that I love about movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's specifically that feeling that gets under your skin and at the base of your spine that makes you go like, ooh, I'm so uncomfortable, but I'm so invested. You take that discomfort and you turn it into the interest. You turn it into curiosity and inspiring to know more.
Yeah.
So I feel like this house truly represents me and who I am as a movie watcher, especially for horror. Because I feel like I'm the only one out of us where I'm just like, ooh, it's a supernatural horror movie. I have to watch it. Whereas you maybe, I really don't like that sort of thing. I'll watch it, but
I
like
get
it's
scared.
not my thing. Where I am the first one saying, I need to see it
Yes.
above all else.
And I get scared.
I get scared and I love it.
Well, I get scared, and then there's this bitch, right? And she goes on top of a wardrobe, and I don't like her, and she scares me. She really does scares me. Like I'm telling you, if they ever had a house for The Conjuring,
And I'm surprised they haven't.
I think Six Flags had it.
Yeah.
I think Warner Brothers. So
Yeah.
but Sinners is also Warner Brothers. So that I mean, Conjuring's kind of dying down right now, so they wouldn't touch right now. But if they had a house, I
Maybe,
wouldn't go in that house.
yeah, maybe after another movie comes out,
But bring it back up, like try to
yeah,
push it
they
back.
could do like a whole house.
But I'm not. I'm
we
not
can
going
get
in,
into that later.
I'm not going in the house.
Yes, you are.
No. All right.
You are.
There was. Side note: there was something in Six Flags, and it was a Conjuring like experience. Right. I watched the video. Okay, because I'm a sicko, and I'm like, I like the Conjuring, so I'm gonna watch the video. There was a scene in the fucking house. The bitch is on top of the wardrobe. I was like, no.
As she should be. That's
no.
where she lives.
But that's not happening. I'm not. There would be no way. There would be no. I would scream like a girl and
that's fine.
run. I'd be like, and I'll take off running, run into a wall, or probably run into the wardrobe because I'm stupid. And then she'd be like, and I'm fuck Bathsheba. I don't like her. She's
That's
a bitch.
the point.
Yes, but that doesn't mean I have to go to sleep the next night. How am I going to sleep? I can't sleep. I watched that movie. I couldn't sleep.
I
She's
love
on
it
top
so
of my
much.
wardrobe. I will never own a wardrobe. You know what? I'm not going to get into it. We've done this so much and discussed about it. We will get eventually even more into The Conjuring and
It's
talk
my
about how
forte.
much I just hate
The fear of the
Bathsheba.
unknown and what could be lurking in it.
Yes, which is perfect. Which is perfect for your house. It fits you perfectly. You are Florida's favorite creep. You are the creepy of the creep. So it makes the most sense. The shadow.
Yes.
Now move on to the next house, which is the House of Blood. This might be a little obvious. The color, guess what? It's red. The emblem is an
Crazy.
axe. Yes, it's crazy. Why is it red? I don't know. But yeah, the emblem is an axe, and the runner of the House of Blood is Mr. Glorious Gore himself. Mr.
If you
Malave.
couldn't tell.
If you couldn't take a wild guess who does the Glorious Gore segment, it is none other than Mr. Malave. We haven't heard from him in a bit. I know he's currently in Puerto Rico. When he comes back, I'm sure we will be hearing from him again. So the House of Blood is for fans who want horror to deliver physically. It embraces slashers, gore, elaborate kills, survival horror, practical carnage, and iconic killers. Blood is not automatically mindless violence. Its members can appreciate suspense and storytelling, but they expect the movie's danger to have a visible and memorable payoff.
I like that a lot, specifically because Matt's the type of person when you ask him about a horror film, if there's no deaths in it, that's the first thing that he's mentioning is saying,
It's true.
Not a lot of people died. And then he'll go into whatever else he liked about the movie. But the first mention is always the kills or the blood to him, where he's like, oh man, it was so gory, or it was so crazy. And like, did you see this scene where this person got their head, mutilated, whatever? It's just, that is his first go-to all the time. So it's very fitting for him.
Agreed.
Very telling.
So
I love it.
Originally, we stopped at 4. We originally were doing the same thing like Harry Potter. We're going to have 4 houses. But recently, I realized something, that a new house had to come and get involved.
Mm-hmm.
A house that fits let's say, the baby steps of horror, because there's always baby steps.
Yeah.
The introduction, the way horror is nowadays. They call it the new age of horror. So we have now the House of Ember, which is the color of orange. The emblem is a flame. I'm even going to mention the motto, because we've mentioned it before, that every horror fan belongs somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for Ember, every horror fan begins somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And the runner is none other than Mr. A-Town. Alex gets his own house, because if anyone's going to run new age, baby step horror, it's got to be Mr. A-Town. Has to be.
I love it because he recently started getting into horror with us for, things that he enjoys. I know he's watched a couple horror things previously and he's just not so privy to it, but coming on to Night School Horror gives him that freedom and that expression to talk about it, even though he is scared of it, which
Yeah.
again, I absolutely love because truly what you said, it's baby steps. This house is truly for the newcomers of horror,
Yes.
not just for people that say, oh, well, I don't really know horror too much, but I really like it for this. It's
Mhm.
so much somebody saying, oh, well, I've only watched a couple horror films and I really like this, but I just don't know how to get into it yet because I haven't found my thing, but I do like it. Any of the new horror directors coming into the field that are kind of trying to break through, anyone who feels like I like horror, maybe not as much as everybody else, but I'm getting there.
Right.
Because when we find that right movie for you and you find that right subgenre of horror for you where you're like, I love this so much, I'm so into it, you always start with that little spark, that flame that turns into a blaze. So
Correct.
I like House of Ember specifically because it's like those are the people that are just coming into the circuit that we can help them express themselves in a small way that creates the fever
Yeah.
essentially of horror.
Yeah.
So they could start out as Ember and then move to another house
Yes,
later.
they can blossom.
But you start with Ember
Graduate.
right here, right now.
Correct. You graduate houses. You could do that. Start
Just
at
like
Ember.
just like A-Town, where
Just like Mr.
he
A-Town.
lit the fire and now he's here.
Yes. And the house of Ember represents discovery, like you mentioned. It is for
Mhm.
newer horror fans, casual viewers beginning to explore the genre, and anyone who loves the gateway movies that ignite a deeper interest in horror. Ember is not the less knowledgeable house. Its purpose is curiosity, openness, and the first spark that eventually leads someone toward every other house. A person may remain Ember because discovering new horror is what excites them more. So you could stay there because you like the new age, you like
Mhm.
new horror. But for the new, like you mentioned, you get your feet wet in a sense and you found what you like. You like, oh, I really love the gore. I really love those like gore and effects to it. Now you graduate. You have your little Ember. Now you get a little X. So the opportunity is there for everyone. And I guess the best way before we go ahead, we're about to go ahead and break this all down. When you look at it, when it comes to each house, you have ink, which makes you think, smoke, honoring horror legacy, shadow, which is getting under your skin, blood, delivering visible carnage, and ember, which is igniting your interest. So it's there. Everything's there. We had touched every opportunity in the horror genre. Do you agree?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like all of these house encapsulates exactly what every horror film is. Even when you get those B horror films,
Mm-hmm.
because those are still included, that is still falling under one of these houses. If you have a certain niche horror film that you really like and you don't know where it's placed, break it down, figure out why you like it or what the basis of the movie is, and it still fits in one of these houses.
Right.
No matter what horror movie somebody can bring to the table, it still fits in one of these houses no matter what.
Yes. You can't
It's
just say you're a
perfect.
B horror guy or gal. Like you're not just going to be like, I like my B horror movies. That's great.
But why?
Yeah. That's what's going to really spark this and spice it up, because we're not just asking you what's your favorite scary movie. We're asking why is it your favorite scary movie.
Mhm.
We also have one thing that's going to be really cool when we're out there and about and we're talking to people and we ask you, what's your favorite scary movie? You tend to run into certain people that they don't know. They love all aspects of horror. They're just like, I love everything about it. I can't really, hone it in. Well, if that is the case, we are going to give you all the emblems. You get a little special collectible where you get all of it in gold. So you're just a horror fan. But we all know true horror fans, they know what they love. We don't just say, oh, I like it. Yeah, we love it all, but this is my go-to. I love all horror,
Same.
but this is my go-to. Like, this is what I need to go. And that's why asking favorite movies and why play a very big factor.
I think it
Well,
definitely plays into when people say, oh, well, I just like all of horror. It's like, right, we all do.
yeah,
But
that's
really
why we're here.
ask yourself. And there are people that say, I love everything about it. I don't pinpoint a certain thing I like about it because I am all about everything that it has to offer.
Mhm.
All of us are. The separation of houses is just really internalized,
Yes.
where all of us kind of get the gold emblem, yes. But when we break down our favorite movie, it does belong in one of the houses. But for those of you that do say, like, hey, I really don't have a favorite, you get the gold emblem. I love that for everyone. Everyone with a gold emblem, I feel like I want to have like deeper conversations with. It's kind of like an
Absolutely.
invitation of like, I want to find out what your sub house is. You're all of them, but now I need to find what your sub house is. So you can still get like an emblem with your gold.
Yes. I like that actually idea because I was looking at it in a sense of using all of the emblems in gold, but what will change it now? Right on the spot.
Mhm.
We're gonna do it right now. You're gonna get the Night School Horror logo in gold, which is you'll get the little skull that says NSH, and it's gonna be in gold in a gold packet, and that we're gonna hand that to you. And then, like you said, we're gonna find out your sub genre horror, and then
Yes.
that'll be your house. Because you shouldn't have all the this isn't like Pokemon, where you're gonna go to the gyms. You can't get them all. You can't catch them all. It's
a very
truly-
difficult sorting.
Yeah, it's very
we
difficult.
will find it
And we will definitely find it, and you'll
as
get
time
that
goes
emblem.
on.
It's gonna
Yes.
it's gonna play factors. It's gonna be very interesting as time goes on and we continue on with this. And we need the listeners out there to continue pushing it too, because this is about the community. This is all community. This isn't us doing it for ourselves. We're not doing it for ourselves. We're having fun. We want to involve people. Okay, I'm sitting there 3D printing shit. I ain't doing it for my own time. I'm doing it for everybody.
Coming up with
out
a
there.
roster for points, so that's why you need to be in a house.
That's what I'm saying. You're coming up with the games and how we're going to be able to do all this stuff. We don't do it just for our shits and giggles. We're doing it because we want everybody to be involved.
Mm-hmm.
But now we need to determine. We've already decided and discussed what the houses are, who runs the houses, why they're involved, emblems, what you can get, all the fun stuff. But now we need to determine what movies belong in these houses. And that's very important because, again, the first icebreaking question is, what is your favorite scary movie? And then when you explain it is where we'll discuss further if we have to change it, if maybe we put it in blood right now, but their reasoning might change it. So, but this is just movie. Where does it belong? So we have our list right here. We're going off of that whole tier maker that everybody does online and YouTube and whatnot. I got 48 movies, like I said, including franchises. And Sabrina, let's do this. Let's break it all down one by one. Let's
Ready,
start
I'm
with the
excited.
first one. Now you can see it, right? It's big enough for you to see?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to make it like bigger or something? Maybe I could
I mean, even if I can't read what the title is, based
That
on
didn't
the
do anything.
photo, I know what it is.
Okay, cool. I tried to do yeah, it didn't work. Okay, I was trying to get a excuse me, a full screen, but it didn't work. All right, so let's start with the first one. The first one's a big one. Fun one. Sinners.
An IP house that's coming up. Yes.
An IP house. I'm so excited. Michael B. Jordan's going to be in the house. I'm so excited. I have to
mean,
walk. You understand I have to walk around with a cup when I go in that house, right?
not Michael B. Jordan specifically, but yes.
You
Yes,
don't
he's
know
there.
that. Don't do. What if I make a turn and it's Michael B. Jordan?
Then I feel like you're never leaving that house, Tommy.
No, I live the house. I live in the house now.
Like, if Tommy
I'm
goes to
Remick.
Halloween Horror Nights and he does not come back, we know why.
It's because they went to jail. I went to jail because I was like, Mike. Oh yeah, I was all excited. But yes, Sinners, which is coming to Halloween Horror Nights. We'll start with you and your opinion. Where do you feel Sinners belong?
See, based on just breaking it down for the main themes, it's like kind of 3 houses for me, just because it's the energy it exudes. I mean, we've got classic vampire story. It's the classic vampire rules of they have to be invited in. It's
Yes.
not so much like, oh, it's sexy vampires trying to entice everybody. There is sexy vampire in it, but like sexy vampires, but it's very
very sexy.
old school in the way that it handles the vampire story, but it's
Mhm.
also very gory in the way it handles the vampire stories as it does,
Yeah.
because we get some really good kills, and not just from the vampires. We get some kills as far as, like, with a Tommy gun. It's very
Yeah.
gory in the sense of, like, ripping out people's throats, and
Yeah.
blood is there.
Lots of blood.
And then also the creepy aspect of it, where it is very, you don't know what's going to happen next, and you feel that tingle. It's not a big tingle, but it's a tingle at the base of your spine going, where are we going with this? So
Right.
it drags you in the enticement. And not to say that any of these can't fall under Ember, because it is your good introduction. But Sinners definitely made me feel like I wanted more. Not wanted more from the movie, but wanted more basically from the team, the director, the cast, the everything about it, where it's a good gateway. But I think between Blood, Shadow, and Smoke, that this falls into one of those three.
All right. I agree with you. I do believe that this also, all right. So I'm not going to put it in Smoke. So I'll say, let's remove Smoke.
Mhm.
I'm on with Blood and Shadow, but I would replace Smoke with Ember. I do feel this is a perfect introduction
Yes.
to vampire horror. And it hits on the traditional side too, of like you mentioned. But I put it in Ember more because of Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler, like the way that it's being shot is it could be two different movies. It's technically a history movie blended in with vampires. And which make the movie really great. We're talking about this movie's won Academy Awards.
Mhm.
So you have the blood aspect, of course, vampires. You have the creepy aspects, which also play a factor with the vampires too. And then you have the Ember aspect of getting your feet wet into this new version of vampires, of what they're showing us. Let me not say new version of vampire, more like it's introducing you to people that may not be into horror. They're seeing Coogler's name, they're seeing Michael B. Jordan's name, they're seeing the history that occurred in the Mississippi with the black people and how they had to deal with, and segregation, all this crazy bullshit and racism and whatnot. And then the Irish gets involved, which also dealt with the same thing. Then it makes you kind of question the situation with Remick. Like, yeah, he's a bad guy. Obviously, he's the villain of the movie, but is he really he's also looking for family. He's also looking for this. There's two sides of way to it. So it makes you think as well. I feel that there's different vampire movies that can fit in other things. I feel this is a perfect newbie vampire movie. It's very recent too. So I think it fits more Ember than it would in the other ones.
With the breakdown that you just gave me and me going over it in my head, it does make sense to put it in Ember, considering, have we seen Michael B. Jordan in any other horror film?
No.
So,
and Coogler's never done another horror film either.
Correct. So this is a breakout for both of them. This is
Yes.
an introduction for both of them into the genre.
Yes.
So I believe Ember does make sense.
So we should put Sinners in Ember.
Yes.
And it fits with Mr. A-Town too. He loves Sinners.
Which is pretty great because, again, exactly, he's the head of the house, and he is a newbie to horror. He loves Sinners. It also matches his emblem. Just throwing that out there.
It does.
Not every emblem has to match the house, but it does very well. Not just for the movie, but for the colors. The poster.
Very true. Now,
I feel good about that.
Yeah, I think that fits perfectly. Let's move to the next one, which is another recent movie from last year. We watched it. We loved it.
We did.
Except Mr. Malave didn't love it.
And that's okay.
Well, there's an explanation why we know. We're talking about Good Boy with Indy the dog.
I love Good Boy.
Oh, Good Boy is such a good movie. I really like it.
And Indy's such a good boy.
He really is a good boy. And I think a lot of people that didn't like the movie just anticipated one thing, which so did I. I thought it was a totally
Yeah.
different. I honestly, I'll be real with you. I would originally thought this movie was a Shadow movie.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Like all Shadow. All Shadow.
To be fair, yes.
Like no questions. I still feel this is subgenre Shadow.
Oh, it is 100%.
But it's also
subgenre Shadow.
subgenre Ink too.
Yes.
And that's it.
And I'm
only
glad you
only
said
us
that.
two. It's
I'm
only
glad you
us
said
two on this one.
subgenre ink because now that we're getting into it, I feel like this movie either goes in ink or Ember.
Really?
Based on these two, yes.
Oh, okay. Very good. So we'll eliminate yours.
Yes. It is a subgenre, I will say that.
Yes.
Subgenre Shadow, but it's not the main focus when you get through the movie.
That's very true.
It
So we
feels
got
that way throughout the
introduction.
entire movie. It feels like Shadow. It feels like it's creepy, like you've got that uncomfortable feeling. But by time you get to the very end of this movie and you know what it truly is, you know, I'm being vague for people that haven't seen it because it is pretty indie, but like 100% go watch Good Boy because I would love more people to talk about it.
Yeah.
Tell me if you liked it or not, but
Yeah.
it is one of those movies that made me think quite a lot. I was trying to figure out what the whole basis of this movie was. The entire time this movie was going, I had an ink mindset of what is happening in here, what is the story about, trying to dissect it as I'm watching it. But it's a new perspective. It's so different that it could fit in Ember.
That's right. But it's got to go one. It's got to go one place, at least for now. At least until if somebody chooses it, then we can find out why.
Well, you mentioned subgenre ink, so where would you say it belongs?
I think it would go more. I think it would go ink. And it's mainly because it is a mind kind of movie. It focuses mostly, I originally would have said this movie was Shadow until I actually watched it because I thought it was a paranormal movie. It's not a paranormal movie. It is about depression. It is about death. It is about the mindset and the eyes through the dog. And when we realize that, the guy was dying and that's why all that was happening was just Indy having to come to accept the concept of death for his owner is just insane. And it's a typical, it had a twist. That was the twist in the long run. I feel this is a movie. This is why I do believe a lot of people that they didn't get it. I feel this is a movie that you have to watch it. You have to get it to truly appreciate it.
You have to watch it twice.
You have to watch it twice. I feel, and the reason I'm going to say it should go in ink is because I don't think a newbie would like it. I think they would think Indy's cute, but they would find it boring. They would be like, yeah, I guess, that's fine. But I feel like if you have the mindset to sit through something, to dissect what's happening, because that's how I watched it. I dissected what's going on. Because again, I went in one way. Mr. Malave, same thing. Went in one way, but we both came out different directions. I came out loving it. The fact that it wasn't paranormal, even if it was paranormal, I still would have loved it. But the fact that it wasn't paranormal made me go, oh my God, this is not that kind of, wow, this movie is actually deep. It's a deep movie. It's a deep cut. And Mr. Malave didn't like it because he found it boring, but he's a gore guy. He's looking for kills. He's looking for all this. He thought it was just paranormal. Turned out not to be paranormal, and it ruined his time. But it was different for me. So I think this would fit in ink, in my opinion.
I think ink is a good place to put it. Exactly as you said, it made me think the whole time. I did think ink going into this movie, I did think it was also paranormal.
Yeah.
The fact that it wasn't, but I was still trying to dissect it at every turn. I do think it's like maybe subgenre Ember, because I think those people getting into it could truly like say, oh man, I really resonated with this film and now I like psychological horror. It's a good gateway.
Sure.
But I think overall ink is good because no matter what genre you're watching, you're trying to dissect it to see where it goes, and that's the whole element of it. You're dissecting this movie from start to finish, and by the end, you have an answer.
Yes.
That answer is ink.
Yeah, we'll stick it in ink. But again, like you said, there is the subgenre version of it where it could be Ember.
Or
So,
Shadow.
or Shadow. Very good. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is Wolf Creek, the franchise. But there's only two. Um, so where do you think Wolf Creek goes? Wolf Creek's is a difficult one because you can automatically look at it like it's kind of like a slasher film, but it's not a gory movie either.
I'm a B 100%. I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever seen Wolf Creek.
Really?
Like I'm looking at it now. Never saw it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's an Australian, technically slasher. I don't want to say It is technically slasher, but it's more. He uses more guns and a knife. Yeah, he does use a knife because he does say this is a knife. Like so, you do get that. You don't see Wolf Creek?
No.
My
And
God,
this
we
would
have to
explain
watch
why.
that. We have to watch
I literally
that.
looked at the year it came out, 2005. You know what I was watching in 2005?
What were you watching in 2005?
My B horror films.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
I wasn't watching anything good.
That would make a lot of
05.
sense. Okay, so in that case, I'll put it where I think it belongs. Now,
I was
I'll
reading Goosebumps. Now,
I'll
if you explain it to me, I can
I'm
give
gonna
it 2 cents.
explain how the movies work. So it takes place in Australia. There's an individual who pretty much he kidnaps people. He does kill them. He doesn't do it in extreme gruesome fashion. Like I said, most of it is he shoots them. There is one part where I love this scene. And you definitely got to watch it. He takes his knife and he shoves it in the girl's spine and he
Ooh.
turns it and she looks like this. She gets stuck and he goes, "Hey, a shit on a stick." Absolutely amazing. They are going to make a third one. There's a television show also out for this movie.
See, I've heard of the television show, and I thought that's what you were going through.
No, the movie.
And that's why when you said the movie, I was like, I don't think I've ever watched this movie.
The movie. Gotta watch the first one. So good. This movie, again, it's not, but I'm going to make it clear. It doesn't mean it can't go in blood. It is not a gory movie. This is not a Texas Chainsaw kind of movie. It's not gory, but it is a slasher, quote unquote, kind of film. If I had to look at it where I would want to stick it, I'm looking at blood, but I'm also looking at a smoke. Has a very traditional like type of feel to it because it's not all in. It's not jump scares. There are no jump scares in this movie. It is like set by set. You actually like him at first until you realize he's the crazy one. You know, it's piece by piece. It has comedy to it. Like I said, the one part is great because like they mentioned the knife thing, the whole Crocodile Dundee joke. And one of the guys says it to him. And then you notice that his face changes to like, he was laughing and now he's serious. Cause he's like, that's an insult to Australians.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, look, and he's just telling him, he goes, well, everybody knows like, it's a knife. And he's just like, okay. So then finally, when the moment comes where he snaps and he does shit, he pulls the knife out and he goes, now this is a knife. And you're like, aha. So a lot of callbacks. So I'm leaning on blood, but I'm also leaning on smoke because it has very traditional feel to it.
Based on your synopsis and what I'm glancing at here, it does have the atmosphere to it.
Yeah.
Of smoke where it's very deliberate and it's kind of like would you agree with the saying that I see here of it being like a survival horror?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's saying it's avoiding supernatural tropes, but it's very grounded, it's dark, it's brutal, like torture-esque.
Yes.
So based on that, especially because it kind of has those elements of like realism, I wouldn't really say smoke so much because it doesn't feel traditional. Based on just what I'm reading and from your synopsis, it doesn't feel like it's traditional in any sense of like traditional horror that could lean into one way or the other. It feels very like antagonistic and very brutal.
Okay.
Like one of the first things this synopsis says is it's not a light watch.
It's not, but it's not. It's not old. It's not a gory kind. It's. I mean, it's a really good movie. And
It doesn't have to be gory to be blood.
that's true.
Torture. Torture is very
There is
brutal.
torture. Yeah, there is torture.
When I think torture,
And-
I don't think like old school, like if it was a type of like play torture, I would think old school, like vampire playing with their food.
Right, he's not playing with his food.
But because this is a brutal torture, I'm
Yes.
thinking it's not gore, but it's bloody.
Yes, it's very prolonged violence.
And I think violent
Mick
focus
Taylor
fits
is a
into blood.
yeah, I do agree. And Mick Taylor is like a perfect like slasher kind of villain.
Mhm.
As after you see the movies, you understand a little better. So let's put Wolf Creek in blood.
I do look up non-spoiler synopsises whenever I haven't seen a movie, so I can add the movie to my list without spoiling anything
And
for me.
where do you look that up on?
It's just on Reddit where I put non-spoiler review, and then also the basic synopsis on, like, you could literally just Google this and just put, Wolf Creek non-spoiler, and it will give you a brief synopsis without any spoilers. So it did say, like,
Okay.
hey, with its memorable slasher,
Yeah,
in this
that's
setting
keywords.
with
Keywords are
torture.
important.
Yes. So it uses keywords specifically without giving you too much of like what happens and who's involved.
Mhm.
Like I'm not looking for a full breakdown, just give me a brief little synopsis so I can base from there.
Yeah.
But Wolf Creek is also going on my list to watch.
Yeah. All
I
right,
have
let's
a-
move on. We're going to move on to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Just the first one. This is not the franchise. I'm just going with the first one right now.
Fair enough.
Where are
I
you
feel
putting
like
this?
it's a very obvious answer. I'm going to say blood.
It's between blood and smoke.
That is true. I feel like it's
But the
blood,
keyword is
some
massacre.
genre, smoke.
Yes. But here's where it gets rough, right? Because I feel the original Texas Chainsaw fits in smoke, but the Jessica Biel version is
Mm,
blood. Like
is
that's
true.
That's like, you know what I mean? Like, but we're
No,
talking
no,
about
the minute-
original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But we also are running into the trouble of the keyword of massacre. People die in that movie. There was
Okay.
blood in that movie. It literally ends with her in the back of the truck, covered in blood,
Drenched in blood.
drenched
bathed
in
in it
blood.
even.
Yes,
So
but that was like pig's blood, though.
I feel like we have to break this down a little bit more, not just from the aspect of it's a classic and it's gory,
Okay.
since it can fit in either or, because my God, yes, it does fit in both. But I feel like one would have a little bit more percentage than the other. I know we talked about this in Has Been Hotel, where one has a little bit more of something than the other.
Mm-hmm.
So for this movie, for the time in which it was made, which house do you think it would fit in?
Time that it was made,
Yes.
probably blood.
So because it can go either or, I feel like the only way it's in smoke is because of how much time has passed for it,
Mm-hmm.
and not the movie itself as a singularity.
So then, in that case, it has to be blood.
I agree with that.
We'll have to move it to blood. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Right.
I see what you're feeling though. The one with Beale,
it's a
definitely
traditional
blood, but this
vibe
one
to
is
it,
a
but-
traditional vibe. Like
Traditional.
Leatherface is an iconic horror figure. Leatherface
Correct.
himself would go in smoke, but his movie would go in blood.
Yes. Because it's not just Leatherface. The family is involved too.
Correct.
Plays a very big factor.
Correct.
All right. Moving on to the next one is Get Out.
Ooh, it's a good one.
This is a good one. Get Out has many different vibes to it.
It does, and that's the hard part with it. My God.
What are we thinking here? I'm thinking definitely Ember vibes.
Definitely Ember vibes, but it also has that ink.
It has
Vibe
an ink
to
vibe
it.
to it. Definitely has some ink involved.
It also
here.
has like I
Has
will say
shadow.
sub-genre shadow.
It has subgenre of shadow.
It's not going to be
absolutely.
just shadow, but sub-genre shadow.
This one's very intriguing because the concept is definitely a introduction kind of horror.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
This
but
is
also very
the
mystery. This is a mystery type of movie. What's going on? What's happening right now? Very psychological.
wholly agree.
So the question really, and again, you said subgenre shadow, but not full. So
Correct.
shadow more 3. We're stuck between the two. What's stronger in this movie? Is it more psychological or is it more new? It is Jordan Peele. This was Jordan Peele's first step when it
Mhm.
came to horror, and it took off. It's a very good movie, but again, you have 2 genres right now: psychological and new age. Where
I
does
feel
it
like it
fit?
was the first step that took a leap, man. It's
Big leap.
whew. Um for me thinking about this, just like when I first saw it, I didn't really think it was a horror movie. I thought it was more like mystery thriller.
Okay, now that would fit in ink.
Correct.
Yeah.
But then once when I saw it, it was horror mystery and I'm like, "Oof." Yes, I was thinking in this movie, but I feel like it took such a turn with what it is
Yeah,
that it belongs in Ember.
I agree. I think that's
It's a
fair.
good gateway movie, and it's not one of those movies as horror fans we're like, oh my god, new horror movie just dropped, we gotta see it. But I think it was a good introduction of like, ooh, Jordan Peele's making a horror film, and we are interested in it, and we're taking our friends that don't like horror to see it,
Correct.
and they get into it more than we did at first. So I feel like it definitely belongs in Ember.
I agree. I think we'll put it in Ember. I think that's fair. Next, we have this one's a good fun flick. Oh my god, I can't see the freaking name. Drag Me to Hell.
Ooh.
I can only see the poster, and I'm like, wait, I gotta, and it
That's
cuts
why I
it
was
off.
like, I can
cuts
see
it
like a
off.
tiny bit of a poster, but
Yeah, it cuts off like the whole thing, but it is Drag Me to Hell. Sam Raimi. We're talking about Sam Raimi right now.
I love Raimi. I love Drag Me to Hell.
I do too. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't
I
like this
love
movie. I gotta
Drag
tell you,
Me to
I
Hell.
love it. I 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 love it. This to me, okay. I'll start with this one.
Mhm.
I think this is you. I think we got a little blood in there. We got a little bit of House of Blood, but this has to go, and I just feel this is a shadow movie. This movie's creepy as shit.
I will 100% agree with you based on the whole premise is supernatural and it's fear of the unknown. It's that crazy element to it where it does have a little bit of comedy. It does.
Yes, it does.
And it does have some blood. It's
And some twists.
subgenre.
What about the twist at the end?
It's fucking hilarious to me.
Like, oh fuck, she's
this
the whole
borderlines.
movie. You feel I feel terrible.
She literally can't catch a break. She's fucked forever.
She's the
Doomed.
worst final girl.
She's not the final girl.
Well,
Justin Long is the final girl.
Justin Long is the final girl, but you thought she was the final girl, and you just like, oh my god, like I feel terrible. This is one of those moments, like for a character, because you're really invested in her, and her story and what she's going through, and it's not her fault. She's just doing her job.
Yep.
The boss is the one that said no. She just had to go and say it, and she got cursed, and at the end she gets dragged to hell, and you're like, God damn, feel terrible for her. But I do believe this is 1,000% Chad.
I 100% believe that too, because she's always looking over her shoulder. She's always got that tingle in the back of her spine, just as the character alone. Everyone's always like, what the hell is going on? There is no real life aspect to this at all. It is very supernatural in its element.
Yeah.
And it's also funny.
Gypsies. We got gypsies involved.
Yeah.
Gypsies are weird. They're fucking creepy. I don't like them.
I love them.
I love gypsies. What am I talking about? I love them. Don't curse me.
I love them so much.
Of course you do. It fits perfectly.
100% Shadow. Anyway.
All right, definitely 100% Shadow. Moving on. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. What a wacky movie.
Oh, man.
What do you think? We'll start with you.
Dude, which house does funny Campy go into? I mean,
Probably smoke.
I was gonna say, I feel like this is such a smoke movie just because it's very classic, it's very iconic. We've had
Yeah.
IP houses with it before.
Yes.
We've had scare zones with it before. It's kind of sci-fi-esque. That kind of
Yes.
makes it very smoke, where it's old school.
Mm-hmm.
Horror sci-fi has that feel to it where it's just not really plausible, but the realism of it is left in the eye of the beholder, where it's like, oh, well, there could be aliens. We don't know if they could be killer clowns. It's like, that's
Sure.
ridiculous. And they go, right, but think about it. And then they'll break it down for you and tell you every detail of how it could be true.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie is one of those that stands the test of time, that we're just like, it's a
Yeah.
classic. It's literally a classic. Anytime somebody says, oh, you haven't seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space, it's a classic. There's no other way to describe it than smoke.
I agree.
There's almost no underliers.
I agree.
It doesn't really make you think. It
No.
just makes you go, what the fuck?
Yeah. What the fuck
It's
am I watching?
It's not a mystery of like hidden in shadow. It's not really
Nope.
super gory.
No.
It's not a breakout film where we're like, oh, it could be a gateway. It could. Any movie could be a gateway. But this is
Absolutely.
not the gateway movie.
No.
This is
no, it's
smoke
not.
all over it.
This is definitely smoke. I agree 1,000%.
On Toby.
Let's go to the next one, which is Five Nights at Freddy's.
And I feel like this is where you need to take the reign. Just a little bit, because I need a little convincing on this movie.
I think it's Ember. I think Five Nights at Freddy's is a typical Ember movie.
Hundo P.
It's I think that was the first introduction to horror for like Christian. Most
It's a
kids.
good kid's introduction to horror.
Yeah, I think 1,000%. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Especially like,
is Ember.
because I'm so stuck on the games versus the movie, where I'm
Mhm.
like, yeah, the games are scary and like it makes you think and it's got all these aspects to it. To break
Yeah.
it down for just the movie,
Yeah,
it's hard for
movie-wise.
me because I really didn't like this movie, but you're right. It is a gateway, especially for kids' horror.
Yes, I would agree, and I think it fits Ember perfectly.
Beautiful.
Well, I look at it as, is it something Mr. A-Town would watch?
Probably, yeah.
I
watch
believe
it and-
I believe he has.
It's funny that I've heard nothing about it from him, so did he like it?
I don't know. We'll have to ask him when we see him next time.
Absolutely.
Oh, this one's going to be fun. Midsummer.
Oh, buddy.
Midsummer. Where does Midsummer go?
I feel like this is a you movie.
I think it is a me movie.
I think
'cause
it's an
liked it.
ink.
Because I like this fucking movie, and a lot of people have argued with me over this movie.
I argue with you
believe-
about this movie.
You do.
But
you
it's
do.
okay.
But I'm going to say I agree. Midsummer belongs with me 1,000%.
You really have to think about it and sit with this movie, and I hope it brings you some semblance of joy to know that I will be rewatching it again, because enough
Good.
time has passed for me to stop being mad about it, so I could watch it again with fresh eyes and see if it still pisses me off.
Florence Pugh is just a phenomenal actress.
I
Just
have no
remember
problem
that.
with her acting.
She's
I
great.
have no
in this
problem with her in this movie. I have problems with everything else.
movie. Oh, no.
But-
I love this movie.
Fresh eyes here. I'm gonna rewatch it just for you,
All right.
bud.
Okay. We're going to have to. You're going to have to do it. I'm going to have to rewatch it again, too. I've seen it a lot. So I do. I love it. I love it so much.
This will be my second watch.
Oh, yeah. You're slacking.
That's what I'm saying. It pissed me off enough from the first time that I didn't want to watch it a second time, and now I'm sitting there going, enough time has passed. Time for fresh eyes on this movie.
That's fair. That's fair. How about
I
The
need to stop being
Strangers?
pissed.
What do you think about The Strangers?
Ooh,
The Strangers.
Hmm.
This can fall into a bunch right now.
it can. I feel like this one has a lot of subgenres, but ultimately has, that one big one. But the subgenres for me are probably Shadow Inc.
There's it's a slasher.
Yes.
It's still a slasher, so blood's involved in this one too.
Is it fully blood?
This is where it gets so if we're gonna really break this movie down, I'm between yours and mine.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for, I'll say with mine first, is that home invasion kind of
Yeah.
vibe to it, where, because there is no supernatural elements to this movie. Those are real people.
No, It's
They're
just
getting
creepy.
in. You don't understand why they're getting in. there is legit. It's realistic. Realism in horror movies. I love it. So this not only can happen, has happened. But it's not a it's not solving a mystery. They're not trying to solve anything. It's not a crime kind of drama and whatnot.
No.
So when now that I say that, I feel it's more shadow, and it's because you got the suspense, you have the silent watchers. I mean, I love the scene with Liv Tyler, and he just I get goosebumps a little bit. Because I love it. It's just shot so well. And
you
like
get the
she's
tingle
just,
at the bottom of your spine.
and she's doing the dishes, and he
Mhm.
just walks. He doesn't stop. He just walks
Mhm.
into a different room, and you're like, that is so scary because holy crap! Like you said, the tingle in the spine, the claustrophobic setting, the isolation because they're out there, they're by themselves.
Breaking it down, the horror element of it too, I definitely sense more shadow just because it is them moving in the shadow of just the house.
I agree.
It's them moving. It's the fear of the unknown of what's there and what's watching you. And once when it's still revealed, they're still creepy. They're still giving you that sense of, oh my God, could there be supernatural element to it? Even when there's not, they're
There
like,
isn't.
this isn't real. Like it suspends belief.
Yes.
At this point.
How about the fact, like, just the response of why this is happening is just too creepy, where it's just like, why are you doing this? Because you were home.
Yeah.
Like, that's terrible. That's terrifying.
It's literally the fear of the unknown because that answer does not answer your question.
Doesn't answer the question.
It does not answer anything. It's just, well, because shit happens, dog. Like,
sorry.
It's
sorry,
horrible.
Dude. Yeah.
And this is a me movie.
And this is definitely shadow. This is the first of Strangers, though. I want to make it clear because as the other ones continue on, it's definitely blood, way more slasher. But this is the original first Stranger movie with Liv Tyler, Scott Speedman. 1000%, I'm agreeing. It's got to go in shadow.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. The Exorcist.
I see it.
Two genres here. We got twos. We maybe threes technically because we got you.
Mm-hmm.
We got Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
And me.
Shadow, ink, and smoke are all over this movie, sir.
That's right. What?
But if I have to break it down, sir.
Break it down.
Yes, it is supernatural, but it's also supernatural of the faith. So it's not like a mystery supernatural. We know what we're dealing with based on this, and we have a solution. We just hope the solution works. So it's not really an unknown because it's faith-based, and because it's faith-based, and because it has that kind of classic movie element to it, because it is a classic, 1973. This is a horror movie classic.
1000%.
It was literally the one that scared generations upon generations.
1000%.
It super belongs in smoke, but the entire time in the movie, you're dissecting it and trying to think about it and kind of analyze how they're going to get out of this. But I think even with the ink, trying to analyze faith is based on personal and not logical, because those two tend to fight.
Very true.
Even though it's just based on personal. So I feel like this movie belongs in smoke.
I think that's a good way to put it. I think that's where we're going to put it.
Beautiful. Definitely heavy-handed subgenre in shadow and ink, though.
Yes, 1000%. More shadow than ink, but
yes. But that's where all of our houses meld together to make good movies.
Yes, very true. It's what makes the houses really interesting, and another reason why we're doing something like this. Because you could say smoke, but you can say my favorite movie is The Exorcist because I love the concept of the demon possessions and whatnot.
Right.
Now we lean more we're getting more there. Or I like the concept of the dread, the feel of like, how do you get out of this? Is there any way around this?
Trying to find a solution, which would be more you.
Now it goes to me. Or
and
you're just like, it's a
fucking classic, dude. I love it. And I love the classics. Your smoke. This is where it really breaks down to which house you're in because of the movie you like.
That's right.
I love this so much.
13 Ghosts.
One of my favorites.
13 Ghosts.
One of my favorites.
This fits a you. And this fits Ember, in my opinion. Because I do
100%.
believe this is a perfect gateway into
This is
the
a perfect
genre.
gateway movie because it doesn't feel like it's a ghost movie in the beginning. It feels just kind of
Yes.
like all right, we're going into this house, no big deal, we're going to see some crazy shit. And then it immediately slaps you with ghosts. Like, thinking about this, it starts out very Scooby-Doo mystery for
Yeah,
me, where it's
but
like very
Matthew
ghost
Lillard's in it, too.
hunters. That too, but just very ghost hunters of like, hey, we could go in here and just find absolutely nothing, or we could go in here and find something cool. And most of the time on those ghost hunter movies, you don't find anything cool. You just find horror things that are real life. But this one truly, I feel like, is a shadow movie. Don't be me, bud.
Yeah.
It's supernatural in every single element. It gives you that creepy vibe to it, and it 100% gives you that feeling at the base of your spine, especially when we start getting into the ghosts themselves and how fucking creepy they are.
Sure.
Like, I love this movie so much. 13 Ghosts is like high up on my list of all-time faves.
13 Ghosts is definitely going in shadow. With a hint of Ember.
Yes.
The Faculty. I love this movie. Love this movie. I think it's pretty obvious where it goes, though.
Yeah.
What do you think? I know where I would put it.
It just feels very Scream to me.
Very Scream-like.
Yeah. So either, ink or blood.
I would disagree.
Really?
I think it's Ember.
Ember?
The Faculty is a perfect introduction to horror. I don't get blood. There's no blood. It's aliens. There's no blood. It's I wouldn't put it in like a slasher kind of film. Mystery kind of, yes, but they kind of find that out pretty quickly because it's pretty much Invasion of the Body Snatchers done in a high school. So they took Invasion of the Body Snatchers and they 90s it up. What a phenomenal cast. Phenomenal cast is in this movie.
Oh,
Big
it's like
names.
an all-star cast.
All-star cast, big names.
But
I feel this was one of the first like horror movies that I really watched. To get
I guess I had a different feel because like I've watched it much later in my life.
Okay.
Yeah, if somebody showed this to me when I was younger, it probably would have been a good introduction to horror. But watching it later, I'm like, yeah, it's not really an introduction for me. But yeah, when you put it in the sense of you show this to somebody who doesn't like horror or isn't too big on horror, doesn't know about it yet, and it is a good gateway movie. I'd give it Ember.
I'm going to give it Ember. I agree. Stick it in Ember. The Craft.
I love The Craft.
It's a great movie. Could be two things right now. Could be two. Could be three.
Which
you?
Three?
Ember. Well, I wouldn't really put it in smoke. Okay, it's Shadow or Ember.
Ooh. That's tough because I would show people The Craft just to be like, oh yeah, no, this is the perfect like introductory witch movie. But again, it does have that supernatural element of like witchcraft and the fear of the unknown. It does have that kind of like uncomfortable feeling to it, especially with Nancy. Like her big freak out is one of the things that makes me tense up every time I see it because I'm like, this is uncomfortable, but it's so true. Like that uncomfortable feeling really takes over at some point. It also just has that like wholesome community element where you're just like, yeah, no, band together.
I think it's Shadow.
I was going to say, I think it's leaning towards Shadow for me versus Ember. It's subgenre Ember.
Definitely.
But I think Shadow.
Put it in Shadow. Oh, I don't want to be buried in a pet cemetery.
Why not?
Cheers to the Ramones for that one. Love that song. I don't want to be buried in a pet cemetery. I don't want to.
Also, for reference, this is the OG Pet Cemetery, correct?
Yes,
not the remake.
This is not the remake. This is number one only.
Cool.
Original Pet Cemetery. Where does it go? Where does it go? What are we thinking?
It's so hard because it is supernatural.
Uh-huh. Yes.
It does have that element of unknown. Like, how does this shit work? It is creepy.
It's a
But
classic.
it is one of those classics, yes.
Classic.
I'm sensing shadow, I'm sensing smoke, I'm sensing a little bit of ink to try to figure out what's going on because you definitely want to deep dive into this and try to figure out the mystery of it. However, I think the mystery kind of falls in the back seat a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it in ink. It's either a you or it's an Eddie. And it's tough.
That's really tough.
What?
Because as an Advent horror fan, I go, yeah, this is a classic. Pet Cemetery is a classic. But me saying it's a classic, I think this, again, we need to take it back to the time period in which it was in instead of saying it's a classic just because how much time has passed. We need to look at the movie as it is.
Yes.
And that would be Shadow.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Time does make things classic, but if that's the only thing that makes it a classic,
that doesn't
just the
work.
time, it does not work.
But if somebody tells us Pet Cemetery because it's a classic, we'll put them in smoke.
If you're a fan of just the classics and not just this one movie because it's a classic, then yes, you belong in smoke.
I agree. It Follows. It's got me and you and Ember.
I was just about to say I'm feeling an Ember though.
You're feeling an Ember.
I'm feeling a little Ember.
Feeling a little introduction, huh?
Fear of the unknown, very supernatural, very what the hell is going on here? Very entity that follows you around and is always right behind you at every turn. But also you're trying to figure out how to stop it. And when you figure out a plan, you're trying to carry that out. You're trying to dissect it and how to stop the entity so you don't have to keep doing it. But very, very shadow, very ink. But I'm also getting a little Ember vibe back there of like, hey, if you want to get into like supernatural horror, but you don't really want to just jump right into The Conjuring. You want a little something. This would be a good introduction into supernatural horror. But
that's tough. What do you got? What are you thinking?
I gotta go Shadow, man. And it's not so much of me going like, no, my house is the fucking best.
No, I gotta go Shadow too.
Literally the movie of like, it's a paranormal entity that follows you around.
Yeah, I gotta go Shadow
forever.
too. I gotta go Shadow too. Of course, it makes the most sense.
Yeah,
it makes the most sense. You're dominating right now. For movies, and I'm pretty sure the next one's gonna fit with you too, because the next one is the Blair Witch Project.
Now listen, this one also for me gives very classic vibes.
And Ember, too.
And Ember. And I will say, yes, it is that paranormal entity type deal. However, this one also has a little bit of you, Tommy. It's a little bit psychological.
Yes.
Because when we break down the Blair Witch movie as it is, not just the vibes we get, because we get a little bit of everything except for blood in this movie, you know. I don't get any blood whatsoever.
No.
But for Shadow, it is the kind of paranormal thing of just belief and suspending your beliefs and trying to figure out if this ghost story is real. And that's where I feel like Smoke comes into it, because it's going based off of a ghost story that they heard about a witch.
Yeah.
And you don't really see the witch. It's not like the witch is doing any crazy shit to you. And that's where your psychological side comes in, because it's very, look at all these things that you're finding. Is this real? Is this not? So we don't really see the witch at all. We get the people reacting to her, but she's not there. We see them reacting to her emblems. We see them reacting to her presence that they feel. But it's not too paranormal in the element of the whole movie. It's just paranormal to them. But it's very ghost story to me. Very like, we're investigating an old ghost story.
Yes.
So that feels very Smoke.
I feel the Blair Witch Project, though, it definitely gives your vibe.
It should, yes.
It's creepy. You know, it's
It's very subgenre shadow to me,
Yeah.
but it's between ink and smoke for me.
I'm gonna have to give it to Smoke.
To smoke.
I'm gonna give it to Smoke. Blair Witch Project goes into Smoke. Misery.
Oh.
Misery. What are you thinking on Misery?
I'm feeling very ink on Misery.
So am I.
And
I
not just
feel it.
because it's from an author perspective, but it's very ink. It's a very ink heavy movie.
Yeah, this is definitely ink.
Hmm.
I would definitely say that 1,000%. We're gonna put Misery in ink. But like you said, it is just that typical. Just the vibe is crazy. You're not figuring out if Annie is actually, she actually trying to help him, or then we get the whole twisty to it, and you're like, oh, okay. So definitely, I'll put it in ink. I agree.
It's psychological through and through. I mean,
It's definitely 1,000%.
she's not just manipulating the viewer; she's manipulating the character.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, 1,000%.
Very ink.
The Devil's Rejects.
Whoa.
Not
Boy.
House of 1,000 Corpses, because that's obvious.
Yes.
Where does the Devil's Rejects go? I think it might be a little obvious, but what do you think?
I think you should take the reign on this first, since you say it's so obvious.
Well, I think it falls into two. I think it falls into blood. Obviously.
So not so obvious.
Yeah. Well, I feel it's heavy blood.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it fits heavy blood. Like if I had to pick between the two of blood and smoke, I would say it's blood. But it definitely has tradition, horror. It's not House of 1,000 Corpses.
No.
This, to me, and I really like House of 1,000 Corpses, but that's just straight blood. Smoke is very traditional in that sense of a horror movie. It is very Texas Chainsaw-y like. Yes, it's very gory, but not as gory as I think it was like. I consider this the best movie in that franchise.
I would agree with that. Yeah. And
I feel that this movie is a very gory movie, but the traditional sense of Rob Zombie didn't get, Dr. Satan. He didn't get wacky dacky with it. He got it more grounded in a sense, instead of the whole Dr. Satan shit and whatnot. That was actually tossed to the side in this movie. It's just three runaway, in a sense, killers. So you get blood and you get smoke. The question is does the gore and the feel of it take away from the tradition side of how it's shot, how it's written, how everything goes with the story? Because it's very traditional in how a horror movie could be done.
It is very traditional. I'll agree with that. But I also feel like the main focus of the movie is not so much on tradition, because they don't kill anyone in any traditional fashion.
No, absolutely not. They're psychos.
So they could film it traditionally, but the movie doesn't feel traditional in that sense. Like it is shot traditionally. It's kind of it's got the traditional feel as far as direction and writing, but the way the film is carried out overall feels just very blood.
So we're going to put it in blood.
I would say blood.
Blood is there. Okay. The next one will be Lost in the Shadows. Say hello to the night.
Yes.
Lost in the loneliness. What are we thinking?
I love Lost Boys.
The Lost Boys. Hello to the night.
This one's hard. Because I feel like I would say this is an introduction movie for me. I wouldn't put it in Ember, but I would show this as an introduction movie. So it's very like subgenre Ember.
Okay. I can understand that.
It's got vampires as that like shadow element of it's paranormal, because vampires and running in the shadows of vampires, and this one's really hard for me.
This is a tough one. I will agree. This one is a tough one. So because it has the vampire side of it, we'll obviously lean blood. But I agree with you that this is a movie that you can be introduced to when it comes to vampires and cool vampires too.
Like, they are attractive, but again, I've said it before in like the whole vampire breakdown, because I have an issue with vampires just being overly sexualized, where it's like vampires can entice people and be attractive without it being sexually attracted. This is the like, you're cool and I want to be you. You have this certain thing that you exude that really makes me want to, be a part of you. Like, it's very enticing. It lures you in without it having to be sexual. And I love this movie so much for the way that it's done.
Yeah.
So, oh man, this one's really hard for me.
This is a toughie.
Because yes, vampires and blood, but it's not blood for gore.
Correct.
It's not blood for blood. It's blood for the situation that it's in.
Mm-hmm.
God.
I think Ember.
I'm feeling an Ember. This is the perfect introduction to vampire movies, dude. It's one of those movies that, yes, it kind of has like the classic feel to it because the way the vampires are, just how they act, it's very lore heavy on vampires, but I feel like this is the perfect introduction movie to vampires.
Yes, absolutely.
Beautiful.
I agree. Gremlins.
My little Gizmo gremlin mug.
Gizmo.
It's my little thing. Named my cat after the gremlins.
Mm-hmm.
My little Gizmo.
I think
Gremlins.
this one is Ember all the way.
I will agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I will say Ember.
All the way.
It's a classic because of the time period in which it was, and it is a classic horror film, but this is a perfect intro movie.
This is a perfect introduction movie. So yeah, we're going to put it in Ember.
Yeah.
Interview with a Vampire. Well, Interview with the Vampire. A lot of people say Interview with a Vampire. It's Interview with the Vampire. This one can touch on multiple aspects.
It can.
It's got supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
It has a little ink in there with a little bit of like moral conflict. It examines whether immortality is a gift or a punishment.
This one's hard for me to break down just because like what I took from this movie is very different than what I should have took from this movie.
Okay.
Again, it's the vampire thing for me where I'm just like, yeah. Okay, tone it down a bit. I took more of, wow, this is another typical vampire movie to me than what I should have from this movie. Okay. And I do want to do a third rewatch of it because I did watch it twice, but a third rewatch would probably be best with the vision that I have now versus as a teenager and me going like, oh man.
I feel this is very, because it's like it has you and it has
me,
smoke.
yes, for the supernatural element,
and then
but
smoke.
I feel like the story overall, based on what they're trying to do with the figuring out if immortality is a gift or a curse, and again, it's very interview style. To me, like, yes, it is Interview with the Vampire, but based on how the movie is shot and answering those questions and trying to figure out kind of like a let me truly get to the basis of who you are movie, I feel like it is very Smoke.
Smoke?
I feel like this is Smoke.
Fair. That's fair. I think we should put it in there. Put it in. Ooh, Psycho. Psycho.
I feel like this, yeah.
This one's going to be fun because you have me. You have Smoke.
Yep.
You could technically put a little Ember in there. Very, very tiny.
I feel like this wouldn't be Ember.
Would you put Blood because it's technically a slasher? But again, I'd say it's more stuck between Smoke and Ink.
Smoke and Ink are my two. I wouldn't say Ember because this isn't a movie that anyone would really get into. It's one that people would be shown, but I feel like if this is the first one that you're shown, it's too classic And I don't mean too classic in a bad way. I mean, it's too
Yeah.
classic to grasp onto.
Sure.
Like, you would have to already love the classics to see this.
Absolutely.
But it is very psychological. Like, it is very...
It's a huge psychological aspect.
Like, you're thinking in this movie more than anything. So between Ink and Smoke, this one is very hard.
Yeah.
Yes, it is slasher.
this
Like,
one's
there's
tough.
there's blood, but it's blood by proxy of what's happening versus blood for blood.
Yes, agreed. And, you know, this movie was shot in black and white, though it didn't have to be shot in black and white.
Directional choice.
It was a directional choice. This is the first movie ever to have a twist in it. So, again, it is a classic. It is 1,000% a classic. We know this. I'm going to say it's more Ink. And I'm going to say because it is very psychological. The concept of Norman Bates, the split personality of him and his mother, trying to find out what happened to Marion, you know, what they couldn't really get an answer in a sense because they couldn't figure it out. They're going through the house. They're trying to figure anything out. If you watched Bates Motel, very much psychological.
Oh,
Everything plays a
100%.
factor. And Bates Motel is a phenomenal television show based in the Psycho and based on how Psycho and Norman Bates became Norman Bates. It is a slasher film, but it's not in a sense. It's only like you said, it's kind of slasher because it has to be slasher and because he has to kill, and it only kills 2 people.
It's almost like he doesn't want to kill. It's just what happens.
The mother wants him to kill. That's why.
Yeah.
Mother wants him to kill.
But
so
Bates
I think
doesn't want to kill. So
correct. And I feel
very
because
psychological in that.
It's more psychological than anything.
Yeah.
It's all about the mind in this sense.
I would say Ink then.
So we're gonna put Psycho in Ink, and I think that's very fair.
So you know when you take the Potter quiz, how it gives you like a large bar that tells you what your house is, but then there's another almost equally as large bar, but it's just like just over. This is that instinct where Ink just overtakes Smoke by like maybe a small percentage.
Oh, absolutely.
But this movie is definitely Ink.
Silence of the Lambs.
Ooh.
Silence
Oh,
of the Lambs. Hello, Clarice.
Another very classic, very Ink, but also blood.
Cannibalism. And, of course, Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, with the skin. Very... I would say subgenre blood.
This is a crime. This is a crime movie. This is a crime horror, crime thriller. This is one of the possibly one of the greatest crime thriller genre, drama horror movies. I think
subgenre blood, subgenre Ember, definitely heavy Ink Smoke.
I think heavier on Ink though, because it's crime.
It's very heavy on Ink, just based on it's not just psychological with Hannibal, it's also psychological with Buffalo Bill.
Yes.
It's also psychological with Clarice.
Very psychological with Clarice. The concept of
when
the
it
lambs.
comes to crime, it's very... The crime is what happened. Everything surrounding the crime is what makes the movie. So I think it's definitely Ink.
I'm going to have to put it Ink too. I mean, we're talking, and also the acting in it is pristine. I mean, the man, Anthony Hopkins, was on screen for about 16, 18 minutes, won an Academy Award for Best Actor.
Yeah.
Now, when we move on, when we
he
get
gives
to
me
like,
the creep vibe. So like Anthony Hopkins himself would go into shadow for me.
Sure,
but, like, the
absolutely.
movie itself is Ink.
But we move on to the next one, which was Hannibal. Now we're still on Ink, and now blood comes in a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
You know, so, and then you get to Red Dragon, that's just straight blood. That's just like blah, 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 blood. But I feel like the franchise can fit in different categories and genres, but I feel like Silence itself is an Ink film.
And that's a good point that you raised, that a franchise could have different houses based on which movie you lean to.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the original is like, it depends on your answer on what you're going for. So a franchise itself could have separate houses.
Absolutely. The Menu.
This one's interesting.
And a good one. This is a good movie.
Yeah.
Surprised the shit out of me.
Yeah. I'm eliminating blood.
No blood. No shadow either.
Yeah, eliminating shadow. Ink is plausible. Smoke is also plausible, but I feel I'm headed towards ink or ember.
Yeah, I'm stuck on the ink or ember kind of side of things.
Because I could show this
Psychological,
movie.
yes.
Yeah. Psychological, and also the way it's carried out is very methodical.
Yes.
I feel like it's
He
a
planned
good.
it all. Cult-like.
Yes. Cult like precision.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a good intro movie for someone that's just like, oh yeah, I want to watch a horror film. But you're like, oh, you don't like gore, you're not big on the supernatural element, but you want a horror movie that's gonna really get to you, but in a sort of way. So like this is either ink or ember, and I'm having a real hard time.
This one's really tough because again, it's very psychological, but it is a good introduction because it's not crazy. Like it's not crazy in a sense where you're not getting too much gore. It's not a confusing movie.
Yeah.
You can understand pretty quickly what's going on.
The thing that really got me for this, which is why I'm leaning towards ink, is the reveal that she was not supposed to be the date that he brought.
That is pretty good because she was a hooker.
Yeah, I think the twist is really what's making me lean towards ink because, I mean, Chef knew that.
He let her go.
Yeah.
And
he was like, you weren't supposed to be here. And it's like,
she got the hamburger, the cheeseburger. Yep. Wow, did that cheeseburger look delicious.
Dude, it made me want a cheeseburger so
I did make me want a cheeseburger. But she was able to get let go and everybody else burned.
Yeah, because she wasn't supposed to be there.
She was not supposed to be there. And
so I'm thinking ink. Heavy ink.
Thinking ink? All right, let's put it in ink. Menu. Okay. Ooh. The Invisible Man. But not the original, the Elizabeth Moss Invisible Man.
So
what a phenomenal movie.
Yeah, we went over that. I have not seen this one.
You what?
The slow turn. Yeah, we've talked about me not seeing this one after we've
spoken about this. Oh,
yeah. From
that's wild.
When we were talking about Evil Dead Bird, I was like, oh yeah, I haven't seen that version of The Invisible Man. You're like, oh, it's really good, but it is on my list to watch. Yes.
So this is very ink, and also Ember, mainly in a sense, and it has the smoke element, but the smoke element more is the name. That'll drag you in of the concept of the classic, but in the sense of the movie, it is very psychological. It is not a slasher movie. Oh, there is one scene where somebody gets their throat slashed, but very psychological. He is literally just beating her down emotionally. Just destruction of just emotional distress and just the concept of needing him. Not wanting him, but she needs him. And it's very technical in a sense of like technology gets involved. It's not a potion, it's technology. So it's very Ember-like where it's new aged, very you can step into horror in this genre, in this movie very easily. Very creepy too. So you have a little bit of shadow, not a lot, but it's a little bit of shadow because you don't really know if it is the concept of the true Invisible Man until the twist actually happens. And that's the thing I think why this should go in ink is because there is a big twist, but it's so emotionally just destruction to a person's mind. Just beating her down. Like you gotta watch it. It's really good. Like came out in 2020 and it just hit. It was too good. So I'm going to say it deserves to be an ink.
I'll agree just based on what you're saying and based on, again, this non-spoiler review that I'm reading, just like literally nobody believes her and it's just her against this entity.
Oh,
and
you have to watch.
The entity is a real person.
It is a real person.
Yes. But since nobody could see him, they think it's an entity, but it's literally her versus him.
Uh-huh.
So this feels very psychological and not psychological as in like a psychological thriller where you're solving a mystery, but watching her dissect and try to figure out a way.
You are kind of solving a mystery at the same time because you're trying to figure out as the audience member, like, well, I know he's invisible.
Yeah.
But, it's good. So, it's good. It's a must
I'll agree
watch.
with ink on that.
All right. This one's going to be obvious. The Terror The Terrifier franchise.
Blood.
Blood.
Blood. Straight blood.
Get it. Let's get that over with.
Even if we're just talking about the franchise as a whole and not just the first movie, it is blood.
Straight blood.
Straight up. Just gore. For fun.
The Black Phone.
Ooh.
The first one. The first one.
The only one in my brain.
The only one that
Let's be
exists.
real.
Yes.
The only one that needs to exist. I love this because it has that undertone of classic.
Yes.
Because it's very like, hey, it's the way it's shot. It's shot exactly for the era that it's in, which is like the 70s, where it's like, hey, this could happen to anybody. Very classic feel to it, but it's also supernatural in the element of like, hey, we have these powers, and that's how the whole movie is solved, is through, oh my God, what's her name? Maddie, like her powers.
Maddie.
Gwen, she played Gwen. Through Gwen's powers, like she's the one solving the whole crime. It's very supernatural in the element of Finney seeing the ghosts of the other dead kids, hearing their voice to help him get himself out of this situation. It feels very Shadow, but it also feels very Smoke in the sense that, like, the time period that it's in. Yes, it does feel slasher because it's, the grabber just taking kids.
Correct.
But I definitely feel this is more Shadow than anything, just because of Gwenny's powers and Finney interacting with the ghosts and that supernatural charge of like that feeling in your spine of who the grabber is, what can he do, we're scared of seeing what he can do, paired with the ghosts of the kids and Gwen's powers.
I agree. I think it should be in Shadow.
Great movie.
A Nightmare on Elm Street, the franchise.
The whole franchise?
The entire franchise.
The entire franchise.
The entire franchise of Nightmare on Elm Street. Where is that going?
Where do you think it's going, Tommy?
It's going to go in blood.
Yeah.
It's going to go in blood. That's blood all the way. Let's get it.
It does have a lot of subgenres in it, depending on which movie in the franchise you pick, but it's blood all the way through.
I agree. Dawn of the Dead.
Oh.
Dawn of the Dead. Where does Dawn of the Dead go?
I love my zombie films. It does feel very classic in that sense, but I feel like that's the subgenre.
I agree.
Are we feeling blood?
Here's the thing. Because this is Dawn of the Dead of 1978. This is not. Yeah, this is different. This is not Snyder.
Have to specify.
Yeah, forgot.
1978.
That was important.
It is important.
If it was Dawn of the Dead, Snyder, blood all the way. No,
that's what I was thinking.
This is 1978's Dawn of the Dead. I think this
Romero.
is Smoke. Yeah, this is Romero. This is Smoke.
This is Smoke. And not just for the time period in which it is, because time has passed. I mean, like,
it's a classic zombie movie.
Literally, this is the pinpoint zombie movie that defines other zombie movies.
Yes.
So it is not just classic because of time. It's classic for what it did for the whole zombie industry.
I agree.
Definitely.
I agree 1,000%.
I thought we were talking about
No, we're not talking Snyder. Snyder would have immediately been in blood. 1,000%. Okay. The Substance.
Ink. Sorry. Ink.
Yeah. Ink, 1,000%.
Yes, there is gore in it, but the gore is the subset of what it is, which is the substance being used. And that's a very psychological thing. You need to be like not right up here to be able to use the substance. The gore is just a byproduct of that. So it's very Ink and subset blood, but very Ink. That one was easy. Sorry.
All right. Well, this one might be tough. Late Night with the Devil. It's got a lot. It's got a lot. There's a lot in here.
This is one of those movies that is perfect for all of these. However, I'm sensing a little more Ink.
I'm sensing more Shadow.
Really? Okay. I'll tell you why I'm sensing more Ink, and then you tell me why more Shadow. I'm sensing Ink because it's very cult-like.
Yeah.
And with that, the byproduct is the entity and the devil. Yes, that is the thing that is kind of plaguing him, but it's very psychological to me, in which kickstarts the shadow.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, yes, technically that is true. I'm looking at it like, you have the concept of, like you said, the cults, rituals, supernatural events that are occurring. We do have a possession. We get to see the demon-like kind of thing get involved. The hallucinations. We get the supernatural payoff with the tragic backstory of it, where he's the real piece of shit in the long run, which is a twist. It is a very big twist to the movie. But dread, a lot of dread is involved into this. It is very creepy. Very creepy when watching it. It's a phenomenal. Like, it is so many aspects. But I feel if I'm going, I would say like we're almost on a 50-50 split right now. But I'm
what
looking
you're
more,
saying, though,
but I'm
does
like
kind of lean me
51-49.
towards Shadow.
Yeah, I'm on like a 51-49 though.
And I say
Shadow.
that because when you say like how the cult is incorporated into it, it is very mystery.
Mm-hmm.
But in the creepy mystery, it's not mystery psychological. It's mystery of like what's beyond that.
Yeah.
And you're right. We do see the possession. We do see, more for the demon and stuff and how the demon plays in it. It is a big factor in the movie and not just for the character. So I would say Shadow.
I'll put it in Shadow.
Another great movie.
Yeah. Oh my God. Love this movie. The Wolfman, the original Wolfman.
So I haven't seen the original Wolfman.
It's smoke.
I was going to say,
it's a classic Universal monster.
Based on it being Universal monster, and again, what it did for the industry as a whole, because again, this is the original Wolfman. It's literally what every other Wolfman is based on.
Yep.
Smoke.
Smoke.
I don't even have to see this movie to know
Nope.
that it's going in smoke.
Going in smoke. 1,000%. Alien.
It's it feels like a haunted house. Mm-hmm. So where would you put just a movie about a haunted house taking place on a spaceship? Very creature feature. Very
creature feature. I'm thinking smoke. I think Alien still brings you on that classic ride. The like you said, haunted house. Very step by step. Practical effects, no CGI, just costume, amazing effects in this movie, because I feel this is a perfect sci-fi, in my opinion, still one of the greatest sci-fi horror movies ever made. I feel like Alien is a smoke movie.
I would agree with that. It is very classic in the sense, not just for the time period it is, because again, the time does make it classic, but for the movie itself, it is very classic in the way it was done. Very, very old school. Just, it is a haunted house on screen in space.
In space with an alien.
It's beautiful.
And what a great movie. One of my favorites.
Yeah.
Ooh, Obsession.
Buddy.
This is an Alex movie.
It is. This is my problem. Shadow and Ember.
Yeah.
Where are we leaning?
Probably Ember.
Yeah.
Probably more new school. This is very new school. This is very new age kind of horror.
Curry Barker did so much with this movie. And I
know there's a lot involved. Ink gets a little bit involved in this too.
I'm still obsessed with Obsession, just so we all know that.
I love this movie.
Ink plays a hand in it. Shadow is a big part of it.
Very big part.
Ember is... I feel like Ember's a good fit for it. It's a good place to put it. I feel comfortable putting in an Ember.
Yeah, and we got to also... Mr. A-Town, he loved it.
It's that 49-51 split of Ember and Shadow.
That's very fair. We're going to stick it. I think Ember taking it. New age. Mr. A-Town watched it twice and liked it.
Curry Barker literally stepping into the industry to mold something new. It's new horror, and it's beautiful new horror that takes form of Shadow. I'll agree with that.
The Shining.
The
Shining has a lot going for it. Got
It
ink.
does.
Got shadow. It's got blood. It's also got smoke.
Despite it having a lot of blood, I don't think it's blood for blood. Like, it's not blood for gore.
Mhm.
It's blood for scare,
Okay.
if that makes sense. They put the
Mhm.
blood in
Yeah.
there to be uncomfortable,
Sure.
not because it's a slasher and gory and bloody.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say
It's very psychological in a sense of the breakdown of Jack.
yes. I
Um, a lot plays a factor with the mind.
It also plays a factor with the family with the mind. Like,
Mhm.
from what I can break down from it, it's not just Jack losing it, it's also everyone's response to Jack, which makes the
Yes.
movie. It's a little
Yes.
paranormal in the sense with like the Red Rum, the actual Shining
Uh-huh.
element, but that's really not the whole basis of the movie. It's mostly like Jack losing his mind psychologically and the family's response to that. The Shining does help, but it's not the direct lineage in the movie. I feel like this one's in ink.
I feel this is also in ink. And if it was Dr. Sleep, it would be Shadow.
Yes. Because that focuses more on what is happening around The Shining versus
Yes.
what The Shining does for the movie.
Agreed. Ooh,
100%.
Jaws.
Tommy, where do you think Jaws goes?
Smoke.
I'll agree with that.
Smoke. It's just straight classic. It's a
The
monster
way it's
flick.
shot, the way it's done, the way
Everything.
the animatronic came to existence, the
The
direction
story
they took with
behind
the
it.
story, the fear even. The fear of sharks is a very classic thing that is tale as old as time.
Yep.
Not just for the time period in which the movie is. It is, yeah.
Right. I'm gonna say definitely Jaws goes
That
into
is
smoke. And that's my all-time favorite movie. Maybe I'm in the wrong house.
That's the thing. All of us share love of like all of these are fantastic movies that we all love.
Mm-hmm.
We can love everything in a different house.
Absolutely.
It's what embodies this element to us for this house.
Agreed. Plus, honestly, in Jaws hits all aspects of different genres in general.
Yeah.
It's also very psychological too. It is a mystery at first. The town doesn't know what's going on. They don't realize it's a shark until eventually they go, "Oh, it's a shark," and you're like,
and the obsession with killing the shark.
There's a lot involved with become psychological, but this is definitely a smoke.
The whole takeaway from this for me is that we all have the Night School Horror patch. We just earned the emblem of the house.
Yes. Yes.
Because we all love
like
these
that.
movies and we all love literally everything that's in this. We all
I like
love
that.
just horror movies, but we earned that little emblem of what house we're in.
Sinister.
Shadow.
And a little bit of blood too.
A little bit of blood, yes. Just based on the kills, but literally it's paranormal.
Mr. Boogie's in it.
Mr. Boogie and the paranormal of what is happening to these kids based on seeing a film, that is straight Shadow.
Yeah, 1000%.
Even with the mystery and psychological element of the children in Mr. Boogie, it's still Shadow.
Agreed. I agree. 1000%. Okay. The worst franchise ever made.
Unfortunately.
Paranormal Activity.
Which is crazy because I do feel Ember from it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is a gateway movie into paranormal movies.
Yes.
It's just also just bad.
It's very bad.
But it is psychological in the elements of like, what the hell is going on? How do we fix
Very
this?
Shadow.
It is very Shadow.
Shadow.
No blood.
Zero blood.
No blood, no smoke.
No.
I would say between Shadow and Ember.
I think the thing is, I think it's obvious Shadow because of the paranormal, but I do feel Paranormal Activity is a perfect introduction to the paranormal. It's not paranormal movies, mainly because it's intense at some point, but it's something that you can sit through. Like if you're new to like, I want to get into paranormal. Well, you should try Paranormal Activity. Like I hate that movie, and I would be like, give Paranormal Activity. I'm not gonna go. You should watch The Ring, or you should watch The Conjuring. Like you're probably gonna shit yourself. Like
I think this is
Paranormal
one
Activity could make you shit yourself too,
Eh.
if you believe in it. Though
I think what we really need to break down here just to make this a little quick for time's sake, for between Shadow and Ember, the embodiment of Shadow in a movie is to creep you out about the unknown and like really break down how a movie makes you feel. Ember is the one that kind of sparks your interest and ignites that flame, correct?
Correct.
Paranormal Activity as a whole, it doesn't leave you with that feeling of creep and intense the entire movie to figure out what's going on and entice you to learn further. It does, however, ignite that flame that makes you curious about what's happening and seek other movies, correct?
Sure.
So I would say Ember.
Let's put it in Ember. All right. And we will continue on. We're almost done. So we'll keep it moving a little quicker. Trick or treat. Or trick or treat. Trick or treat.
With Little Sam.
I love Sam.
Little Sam.
Little Sam, my favorite. I think this is a blood movie.
I feel like it's a blood because it's kind of like an anthology
Yeah.
in one movie, but every single one, there's the constant of blood.
Yeah. I'm going to put it in blood. That's fair. Scream. The Scream franchise.
I feel like that's an ink. But also
'Cause
I'm
it's
getting elements of smoke.
Smoke and ink.
Yeah.
Because it is a mystery. And it's also slasher. It's also slasher.
There is blood, but I feel like blood is the subset.
Mhm.
Like, again, the subgenre. There's blood because it's a slasher movie. But with it, that element of the direction that it takes feels very classic of like, hey, this is a good old-fashioned slasher. Like, when somebody says slasher, one of the first movies I think of is Scream. Because
Sure,
it's just,
sure.
hey, when you say slasher, I'm not thinking like, oh, Freddy Krueger just yet. Now, if you said like paranormal slasher, yeah.
So this could be in a lot too, because this also can
Yeah.
fall in Ember.
It
'Cause
could.
this is a perfect introduction to slashers. Now I think I'm gonna lean towards smoke. I was trying to do some research a little bit, but I was reading a couple things where it says the movie studies horror traditions while simultaneously continuing them. Its characters actually discuss slasher rules, reference classics, and understand horror as a genre with its history.
Hundo P, that is smoke.
Yeah. I would put that in smoke. Because I agree. That actually makes a lot of sense because they are anytime you watch a horror movie, a lot of questions is, don't you guys watch horror movies? Like, how do you not know not to do this? Don't you watch horror movies?
Right.
This movie is, in a sense, making fun of that, being like, guys, there are rules to this shit.
Yeah.
Like, watch a horror movie, know what to do, what not to do. So, and then there's the mystery side of things. So, very Scooby-Doo like also. But yeah, I feel this is definitely, I think Scream belongs in smoke.
That makes sense.
The Babadook.
Ooh, this one's
This is a you and a me.
I was gonna say Ink and Shadow specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole basis for the movie is, you know, a paranormal entity that haunts a mother and her
Depression?
son based on the psychological elements that they are experiencing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This one is so close. Again, it's that 49-51 split, but
Yep.
which one comes out? Because it's...
I think you said it. All right. And I think you said it, that it's the entity that haunts the mother and the child based on
the psychological elements.
Yes.
It's
Without
also...
the psychological element, he's not there.
Yeah, it's also the thing that they use to defeat the entity.
Yes. They can
is
lock it up.
like mental health. So
Yes.
I would say this goes in ink.
Putting it in ink.
I do love that movie. It's very funny.
Me too. I'm a big fan of the Babadook.
I quite often use the kid screaming in the backseat as a reaction to how I'm feeling.
I wanted to punch that kid.
Oh, Hondo P. But I get him. I get it.
Sometimes. How about The Thing?
Mm.
John Carpenter's The Thing.
I love this movie.
It's a phenomenal movie.
This one has a couple houses in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really good for Ember. I would say intro. I would say Shadow for the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
of what the thing is, and you never know who the thing could be. I also see ink because psychological torture of,
Mystery.
you really don't understand who
Can't
it
trust
is and what
nobody.
it is. You can't trust anyone or anything.
Mhm.
Smoke by the way it was shot, because it's very using that classic play on, the mystery element. Who could it be? Very old school, very loaded gun,
Yeah.
spin the revolver, playing Russian roulette with this.
Uh-huh.
All-star
Well,
cast too, Jesus.
all-star cast. Husk is in this movie.
Yeah, Mr. Keith David himself.
Mr. Keith David. So there's a lot that occurs in this movie. What takes the front? That's the big one. What takes the front?
For me, throughout the whole movie that takes the front, it's just the fear of who could it be.
That's ink.
That is 100% ink.
That's ink. That's the
fear
mystery.
itself,
It's very
100%,
psychological.
that's just ink.
Yeah. Very psychological. Love this movie, by the way.
Fantastic movie. I feel like I want to do a
watched it for
rewatch of the thing, because
Me too. I'd love to. I actually rewatched it. No, sorry. You might not know this. And Mr. A-Town has learned very quickly when it comes to a lot of classics. But the first time that I ever sat through front to back and watched this movie was 3 years ago.
Really?
Yes, I've seen it on TV, but I never caught it front to back.
This is one of those movies Mama Ace showed me on my summer of horror.
My dad loves this movie. Never showed it to me. It would always come on TNT, TBS or something, and I always caught it like when they were doing like the sampling and whatnot.
Mhm.
But I never sat through beginning to end until 3 years ago, where I finally watched it in full, and I said, "This movie is amazing."
Wild.
And it became top 10 for me. Top 10. 4 movies left.
All right.
The Sixth Sense.
Mm.
This is me and you again.
I was going to say you're picking some heavy hitters,
But
between
also
Ink and Shadow.
Ember. This is also Ember.
This is a really good Ember movie.
This is a very good beginning to horror. Very good. A lot of people saw it not realizing that.
Oh, man.
A lot of people
This
seen this
is
movie
like the
not realizing that.
quintessential Shyamalan movie, too.
It's the only probably good one.
I would disagree with that. But it's definitely like the quintessential one where it's like, this is what he should have stayed as versus the directions
Yeah.
that he takes in other ones. But ooh.
I think this is a really good introduction. This is definitely
This one has
Ink,
yeah.
definitely Shadow, but I think introduction to horror wise, I think this fits perfectly. Anyone can watch this movie.
Even if you don't like horror, you can watch this movie. I feel like
Yes.
Ember's a good place for it. Yes, it does have Shadow, Ink, and a little bit of Smoke, but Shadow and Ink heavy. This one is one that I would show a person that tells me they don't like horror, and I go, well, I don't think you understand what it could be.
Mhm.
Watch this movie, and you'll know that it's not just blood, gore, whatever.
Yeah.
This one's
I
a
think
good
Ember.
yeah. Ember.
Pearl.
I fucking love Pearl. Sorry.
Where does Pearl go?
I feel like she's definitely blood.
I think so too.
She's literally just she's sweet and she's cute, and there is a little bit of ink in there for psychological. There's no shadow whatsoever. There's no smoke, and I would not show this to somebody who's just starting out in horror.
No.
I would say Pearl is blood.
We're gonna put Pearl in blood.
She makes you
phenomenal movie.
uncomfortable with it. I love it.
Yes. This one's pretty obvious. The Conjuring franchise.
Shadow.
Oh, not even a question.
Give me Bathsheba any day.
Yeah, I hate the base. And the final one, the final movie, The Witch. Where does this one belong? Got a lot of elements to this.
It does.
It's got
See, for
shadow,
me, for
got
smoke,
ink, and it's got smoke.
it's got very folktale vibes for
Mm-hmm.
me, which is
But
smoke.
and you,
Very shadow because of the supernatural element of it, where it's, fear of the unknown and very dark, very creepy. You don't know what's lurking within, especially within the person. I feel like the two that it tops for me is shadow and smoke.
yeah, I agree.
So which one takes the cake for you? Because it's
I think filmed how it's filmed, though there is a lot of supernatural involved in here. I think it's a smoke movie. It's very tradition.
it's very folkish,
Yeah.
very like the way it's shot and the way the story goes. It's supposed to be very kind of very like Salem witch trials
Mm-hmm.
to me. So I feel like that falls under smoke.
Yeah, I agree. We're gonna put it in there. And there it is. We have completed the 48 movies and franchises, but there's so much more. There's so much more movies out there that have to be sorted, but we can't do that right now. We don't have all the time in the world to do that. So, for all the listeners out there, if you want to know what movie should be sorted into one of the houses, let us know on our IG page or Facebook, or maybe you know where it belongs. Maybe you actually are questioning one of our decisions and think, I think it deserves to be here because of this. We can always change it. It's very possible. Nothing's ever set in stone until it's eventually set in stone. But right now, I think this looks pretty good. We have a lot of options to base off of when we meet people, ask them these questions. And of course, again, not just asking what's their favorite scary movie, but finding out why. And if their answer to that will give them the assortment of what house they're in. So, do you feel comfortable with what we have here, Sabrina?
I do. I feel like this is a good exercise in us just thinking critically about these movies. And I definitely feel like, again, if somebody comes to us on socials, which I would absolutely love if somebody came up on socials and was like, hey, this is my favorite movie. I want to know which house I would be sorted into. We could get a slew of messages. We could absolutely answer them and we could break it down with them, even just in like short little videos. But I feel comfortable with our decisions today, specifically on how we broke them down. If somebody else has a different opinion, please let us know. I'd love it. And I would love to do this with
Absolutely.
everybody at cons. I mean, this is, again, we're sorting you into the house. We all got that gold badge. I just want to know your subgenre.
Right.
So, by all means.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%. That's the perfect way to do it. And then, honestly, again, the perfect way to end this. So we are done. It is time to say goodbye. It is time to say sayonara. We will be back. We are definitely going to be talking some Halloween Horror Nights because I'm going on September 3rd. So there will be an episode discussing what we think is going to be in these houses. I was there yesterday and I got to see if, the props and whatnot being put up. I'm excited. Obviously, we know I'm going in Sinners and I'm grabbing Michael B. Jordan and I'm giving him a big hug and a big kiss. And then I will be banned from Universal forever. If Universal Studios is listening, don't worry. I'm not going to touch anyone unless it's actually Michael B. Jordan. I will take the what's it called when you're not allowed to talk to or 15 feet?
The I don't know, social
You get the,
distancing?
you get the letter that you can't be
Oh,
15
like
feet away from a
the
person.
cease and desist, the restraining order.
There you go, restraining order.
That's a quick way to get his autograph, though.
That is it. He has to sign it. So
He does.
I am a happy camper. And I will still watch his movies. But yes, we will be back and we will talk some Halloween Horror Nights. You will also be getting clips from when I'm there and clips from when you're there.
Yep.
Currently, like I said, when we were discussing, Mr. Malave is currently in Puerto Rico. Mr. A-Town is currently in Japan.
He's in Japan.
He's in Japan. I think he's asleep right now, but he's in Japan. Maybe he's in one of those pods and he's sleeping.
He's definitely not in one of those pods.
No, I don't think he is. But he's going to be going on the Jaws ride, and he's going to send us the video when he gets on the ride. So I'm very excited. We'll be sure to post that up there on our Instagram page for everybody to see. Mr. A-Town is going to be screaming and probably laughing. But yeah, there you go. You got the You got the 5 houses. You got blood, you got shadow, you got ink, you got smoke, you got ember. My question to you, everybody, is again, what is your house? Let us know. And if we see you at a con, we'll get you that emblem. Even if we can't see you at a con, we'll send you an emblem. That's not a problem. We have no problem doing that. So, Sabrina, say your goodbyes.
Well, I'm super excited for the houses. I'm glad they are finally unveiled so we could start talking about which movie goes in which house with all of you. I'm super excited where I can watch a new horror movie and just be like, oh, Tommy, I totally think this one goes in your house, or tell Eddie, or tell Matt, or tell Alex, and just like be excited for this. I'm excited for what's to come, especially when I'm coming up with ideas for games. Again, not to spoil too much, but there will be games that we can earn house points. So the more people we have in our houses, the more people that we get to talk to and add to our houses, that plays a factor for you guys as well. But I'm super excited to get started on all of this. And I'm super excited to go to Halloween Horror Nights and talk about it. Spooky season is upon us, you guys. It is spooky season eve right now. As you know, it starts on September 1st. If you do not believe it starts on September 1st, you probably don't belong here, because what the heck are you even talking about? If we could do Christmas in July, we could do Halloween in August.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
test me, but it starts September 1st. So with spooky season upon us, I am excited, and I am going to bring all of my Creep Corner out to the world soon. So until then, stay creepy.
All right. Thank you, Sabrina. And of course, I will be bringing all the ink to everyone. I am the ink master himself, just like the television show. But I don't have that much ink. I need to get more ink actually on me.
You do.
I'm excited to see where these houses are going to go, where the games come into play. We still have the second round. I am your second rounds on us champion. And that chain could be up for grabs when it comes to the houses. So there's many opportunities. And the fact that we can actually pull this in, play some games, get the fans involved, because this is what really matters for all the listeners out. This is about the fans. It's not just about us. Yes, we are these house leaders because we came up with the idea, but this is community. This is about you guys getting involved, joining together. We love horror, but we also love their subgenres. And without the subgenre, can't be sorted. Because there's subgenres, you can be sorted. So again, I ask one more time, what house do you belong in? Because every horror fan belongs somewhere.